crazy mother.
What's up guys, Agent Cox here, and today I am riding a Triumph Tiger Explorer 1200. I'm gonna do a little review. I don't know if I want to call it a review. It's more of an initial ride and response. My father-in-law just got this bike and we're out for a ride today, so come along and we'll see what we feel about it. I know right off the bat, she is a tall motherfucker, and she moves all over the place. So it's tall, so it likes to lean into these turns. So I'm like, I mean, she is all, you can just flick her, and for a big bike, that's awesome. So I was pleasantly surprised. I was a little worried about that part of it. Yeah, I'm kind of still in the getting used to it phase for sure. But I can just give you some initial thoughts and impressions. The first thing that stood out to me is it's shaft driven, so that's pretty cool. That's a little new to me, so obviously a lot less maintenance there. The shifting on this bike is phenomenal. It's like they just, the gearbox, the clutch, everything is just dialed in. It's just, he's got the clutch set right where I'd like it. We have kind of a similar view on that, so, and it's just, my Yamaha FZ09 tends to be a little clunky, and I guess that's all I was ever used to anyway, but now riding this, and this is a triple, so I mean, it's similar motor, obviously a little bigger, but it's got that triple torquey punchiness. But along with that, I figured came a clunky gearbox, but not the case. This thing is so smooth on the shifting. It's a much more comfortable ride, and I mean, it's just built for comfort anyway. So I mean, it's kind of hard to compare this to an FZ09, and I shouldn't, and I should stop at this point, but because it's not. They're totally different uses, different purposes for these bikes. But this is nice. This is a nice change, especially on a longer ride. I could certainly see the draw and appeal of this bike. I really like the gauge cluster. The gauge cluster's nice on the Triumphs. I think it's really well put together. I like the big tack off to the right, and just the smaller screen. It kind of gives you that more old-time raw feeling where you're just running on that tack. So that's kind of nice. Coming up to a turn here, so get a little more feel of how she feels leaned over. I've already felt it a little bit, and boy is it nice. Boy is it nice. Oh yeah, she just wants to turn. Yeah, I like this bike. Very easy to ride. I think that's what I'll call this. This is the Easy Rider here. Easy Rider. The other nice little creature comfort that I will have a real hard time in the future buying a bike without cruise control. That is so nice and so handy on the highway. We're out on the back roads of Arizona right now, but just getting to this point, there was a little bit of a highway ride, and just being able to set that cruise control and just chill and just take that pressure and that task off your wrist was so nice. So definitely a handy feature there. The windscreen is nice. It's nice having a taller windscreen. I like that. Takes that pressure off my helmet. I'm a taller guy, so it can't take it off completely, which is good and bad. So I still feel a little pressure on the top of my helmet, but what that is also doing right now, I mean, it's pretty early in the morning here, and it's already 90 degrees out. So having that air running over the top of my helmet through my vents is actually a positive. So not being in the complete bubble of the windscreen is nice. It actually kind of hits me up a little bit, so that's cool. The The suspension's a little stiff. I'd want to get it maybe softened up a little bit, but not bad. The FZ09 suspension that I'm used to is super soft, so it's actually kind of nice having one that's a little stiffer today. But I would get it tuned in for my weight and get it all dialed in. It takes very little input on the bars to get this thing to turn. I can't get over that. It just wants to turn. It's a tall bike, so you kind of, and I'm a tall guy, so we have a lot of weight up top, which kind of lends itself to that. But I have no doubt that even a shorter rider would be able to easily get this thing to roll over in the turns all day long. We are going through some twisties today with it, so I'll definitely give you my impressions of that as long as I am recording. I like the look of this bike. The front, it's a really cool look with the two front headlights. It's definitely sticks true to that Triumph look. Very updated and refined. I like that. Another thing I really don't, it's not that I don't like it, but it's one of the first things I would change is the seat. Seat's a little hard, and it's kind of, with the angle of the seat, kind of, I sit on the back part of my ass and not the actual cheekage, so it's just not that comfortable, and I would expect a little more comfort out of an adventure bike, or I would want more comfort out of it. So I would probably upgrade the seat or send the seat off to be infused with gel or whatever they do. There's so many different options for seats these days, but definitely would put that on my upgrade list. I really like the riding position. I'm not gonna lie, guys, a lot of this is all just likes. I really haven't found a lot that I dislike about this bike, so I like the riding position of this bike. It's upright, but it's slightly canted forward for me, which makes for just a really comfort ride, even at speed, because you're canted into the wind a little bit. If you're completely upright without a full windscreen, it just kind of blows you back, and this bike's not like that. There's enough room in the seat too where you can kind of scoot back and tuck in if you were really getting after her, which is cool. Haven't really played with the menu system much yet. I'm sure there's a lot more in there, but it's a 2-button system, and while I'm riding and on the fly and kind of getting used to this, I really don't want to play with the menus too much. I know there's riding modes, ABS, traction control, all that good shit, and I'm sure you can adjust them all accordingly. It's a triple, so it's really torquey. I mean, it's certainly torquey. We give it a downshift and it'll go. Certainly doesn't lift the wheel off the front, like my FZ09, but you can feel it certainly has it. It definitely has it in there. I just love the sound and the feel of a triple, just a torquey power plant in general. It's a very adaptable bike. Very adaptable. You can kind of sport it out a little more than you would think of an adventure bike and leave it kind of sleek and slim. Or I mean, you can put bags, bigger windshields, spark busters. I mean, you can set her up for dirt and go out into this stuff, you know, or you can set her up for long haul travel and get your bags on here and just adventure it out. So it's very adaptable, which is cool. Definitely see the draw and why people like these bikes. Alright guys, well I think that's about all of my initial thoughts and my initial little mini review here on the Triumph Tiger Explorer 1200. Really nice bike. And as always, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.